Invisiblekatana, one of your homies apparently got locked up. What's going on with that?
No, this wasn't a personal story. This is.
I thought it was the way you said it. I was like, damn, dude, I'm so ready. Like, I'm ready for the moment he found out. I'm ready for this shit, motherfucker.
No, this is not a personal story. This is something that I found. I just thought it was a really good story because with how everything's crazy. This is a story, and this dude, I want to say his name was Daniel K. He's from the UK. And he went to jail for 2 years over, like, and this fits perfectly with all the crazy allegations and stuff that's happening. He went to 2 years, to prison for 2 years for false allegations. And what it was that he was with this girl. I think he said at the time he was 24. And I think she was, just to put this out there, this was not in the US. So it was in the UK, the age of consent is different. I think it's 16.
I think so.
So he was talking to like this 16-year-old girl, and they had like a relationship or whatever. And then she had these false allegations of rape. And so they had these conversations where she edited out, I think it was Facebook conversations. And he was like, well, for me, I deleted it because it was like just a bunch of effed up stuff. I didn't think that, like they had a relationship and it just ended up being really crappy. So I got rid of all these bad conversations because, like, for him,
mistake
no reason to get. Trust me, I would be like, keep everything.
Mistake number one.
He was like, I got rid of that stuff because I was like, I didn't think it was worth it. So he goes to court and it's like all these edited conversations between them about how he abused her, and like the way they made it seem was like he abused her and stuff like that. He was apologizing for being this horrible person, and that's not what happened. And so it turned out he was in prison and he mentioned it to someone, and they were like, oh, they probably have your messages archived. And that's all it took. He told that to his sister-in-law, and in the article I read, she was like, it took me 2 minutes to find those actual messages that he sent to her in their whole conversation. And it's like, if it took me 2 minutes, how was there no research done by the police when this went to court? Something like that. Yeah. And it's like, how is there not a real investigation done for this guy? And it was just like, got you, and that was it. And like, court case and everything, and they didn't do the simple research it took her, a couple of minutes to do once he got that information. Damn. And it was just like a crazy story to hear, which is one of those things, like, all I can say is I'm glad it was 2 years, because there's stuff where people be in jail for 30 years over fake stuff. So it's like, in the context of things, it was like, because he went in at 24, he came out at 26. So it's like, in one regard, you got to at least be glad about that, because it's like that, there's people who go in as teenagers and you come out in like 40, and then it's like, oh yeah, you were innocent the whole time and we just didn't know or didn't care. Yeah,
not sorry, right? So
and guess what? It's face scan on phones now. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, technology. But
shut the fuck up. They've had face scans since the Mega, dude. Since Samsung like 4.
Now your
Samsung
phone
always
can,
had it.
Yeah.
Now your phone can.
It's just a crazy story that I heard about, and I just especially insane. In the wake of like all the allegations that we have, because we talked about before, people just being like, oh, they may have done this, and there's no investigations.
Right.
And in our context, it was simple because it was just like you're put into a camp. This was like he actually went through court and like, I'm innocent, and I'm trying to tell you guys this. It's like, no, you're a rapist, and now you're going to prison for 2 years. And it's like, man, it's like a system that did nothing for him. When like I said, it took his sister-in-law a couple of minutes.
Because that's the dangerous thing about.
But see, this is my question about that, like the sister-in-law and all that stuff. If one of my kids was in jail and they're telling me they're innocent, I would do everything I could to prove that. So why didn't she do the Facebook thing during the process?
Yeah, I was about to joke about that.
A lot of people probably wouldn't have thought that.
Would you come up with this idea?
I've
been in here too long, I'm in jail for rape now. I'm going in the main population today.
Would you even think that though? If you deleted yourself off Facebook, I wouldn't have really thought they would be archived to the point where I could look at
But I know that about Facebook because I'll always joke and be like, I'm on Facebook, and not really, you're archiving stuff and everything.
Everything you ever posted, I don't care. Because we know that about Twitter, just based on celebrities deleting posts, and they pop back up. Now, people can either save them when you're a celebrity, but we all know that social media sites.
Everything text messages are saved through phones. Like,
exactly. You can
people
always
get busted.
go back. Anything digital can be brought back to life.
Yeah, and then I think that's another one of those things where it's like people don't think about that enough, I guess. And especially in his case, honestly, even with me being so literate in technology, I'd be freaking the F out about that. Maybe not me, but somebody else would probably be freaking out way more than me. I'd probably be like, nah, got you.
Well, at least I get 3 meals a day of cable television, just as long as I can watch it on Thursdays.
No, this is the conversation between me and Invisiblekatana. You have a collect call from Invisiblekatana. If you'd like to accept this call. Alright, fuck it out. What's going on, Demetrius? Yeah, they got me, right? Mm-hmm. No, yeah, they said I should do about 7 to 10. No, it's 7 to 10, yeah.
I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I deleted some messages, but I'm just gonna make the best of the situation. I mean, good for you. You'll never call his phone again, but yeah, no, good luck with your situation. But yeah, that's fucked up. But yeah, I was about to say, that's always dangerous, man, when women come out, right? Because you can't just go and say, oh, she's a liar, then you victim shaming. And, if you go for the other way, like, well, maybe this guy didn't do it, maybe we should do the research. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, because when you a guy in a situation, it's like, people...
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, that situation predominantly is like a woman's situation, but I think that happens in every topic of that, like hate crimes and all that stuff. I mean, there's been accounts on all spectrums of every person being off free because they didn't really do it or whatever. I mean, I think it's just what the climate is at the time, you know?
And so definitely, like I said, like the element of, especially, like, man, it just really sucks when it's like you have the system is supposed to be there, like,
but it's
some
not.
Individual. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
like,
the point. It's not like...
like he even says in art, like, putting your faith in the system that doesn't care. Because he even said, it was like, she probably could have just wrote it on a napkin and that would have been it for me, considering what they didn't do anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the thing too, like we've talked about it long time ago, but like, I've been arrested before and I've been in trouble and I was fine because my best friend was his dad was the chief of police and of who I am, and all I had to say was, I'm really sorry, I won't do it again, but like people who have gotten the same things as me have lost their whole lives just because of what they look like or who they are.
Oh my God, tell me why. Somebody who we both know, I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Whose boyfriend, she's a female, got in trouble. And yes, he's Caucasian. But when the coworker was telling me about it, I'm like, oh man, damn, they gonna get him. And so I came up on her the other day, like, dang, so what happened with your boyfriend? Like, you hold him down? Like, I would kind of joke about it, like, you ain't gonna fuck nobody else. She was like, oh, you know what happens? He just got a few stops on the wrist. He said everything's cool. Like, no time, nope. I'm like, but you said, did you say he? Yep. So I'm like, oh, okay. Good,
and I mean, that's the thing. They choose like,
oh, that's good for him.
It's just, like, there's killings and shootings and horrible things that happen every day, and we don't hear about it unless it's a
big political,
not even a big political, but like a young white woman. Like it just baffles me that like this guy could get 2 years, and I'm just hearing about the story from you because you happened upon it. Like, why isn't that bigger news? Why isn't that something that we're conscious about?
Because I know it's fairly new that he got out, but. Like it's in the UK.
I think other stations might pick it up, but it is one of those things like.
Well, and it'll be wedged between. Guess what the Kardashians are doing tonight?
Exactly.
And like the top 10 best dresses at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, they're gonna say that afterwards in lighter news. Which translates to forget about that bullshit. Forget about that depressing shit.
Let's show you a cat on a wave runner.
There you go. So yeah, man.
Or my favorite is they do something fucked up like that, and then they're like, but. The military vet who got his home back. And then all of a sudden, you're back to patriotism and we're a good country and all this, and you forgot about,
I always found it kind of weird, and we can end on this, but how the way news channels transition was doing stories.
There's no more news anymore. There's no more news anymore. It's all opinionated. It's all their version of it. And, if you look at religion, if you look at things that have lasted, it's because the versions can change. It's because they can change their opinion. I mean, we say it all the time. It's not history. It's his story. Right? So, like, I just...
Yeah, it's just crazy. And, like you were saying, specifically, the transitions are definitely just... this happened, that happened. Big news, small news, and it's like the easy way to switch through.
Or sad. I've literally watched the news where it's like, okay, a mother drowned her baby today. And other news, Toys R Us is coming out with... I'm like, can I get a second
to process the fact that I just...
Fuck Toys R Us. Like, I want to know about the drowning,
Yeah, like dead babies. In related news, Toys R Us is gone.
It's like, mom drowned baby. Because on Christmas Day she didn't want to tell us she didn't have shotguns that are on sales at Toys R Us. You know what I mean? Like, like it's just
Speaking of killed babies, there's a new killer toy at Toys R. Like the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you transition that shit?
Or you're watching the same news story and you flip it to CNN and it's like, Trump is the worst motherfucker on the whole planet. He's gonna kill everybody. Turn it to Fox News. This is the greatest decision he's ever made. And you're like, what the fuck?
You see the same issue, two perspectives. The new bill that Trump's trying to pass, that's gonna be hell for everybody. Democrats today are criticizing Trump for helping the people. It's like, damn. Yeah. What's the truth? Is it actually a such thing as truth, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It is.
Conclusion: don't watch the news. Don't even watch it. It's all propaganda. It's all mind control. Mm-hmm. You are being mind controlled. Hey, do you like the band Rush?
Kind of.
Get the fuck out of it. What about you, Rush?
Yeah, I got some songs. As a hilarious movie once said. Great line. It was like, why don't you get some variety? Rush is variety, bitch. I love that line.
Hey man, I love Rush, man.
I like Rush.
We have assumed control. We have assumed control.